Hey everyone, just cutting in real quick to give you guys the answers because you guys don't like to wait. And on top of that, the rest is just a blog, just us, me and my friend chatting. And I added a voice filter to us because he wants to be kept anonymous. Kind of weird, but who cares? So the answer to this problem, the Balanitis problem, is essentially baby powder. But you don't want baby powder because apparently that stuff causes cancer. So we're gonna stick with what my friend used, and he used Burt's Bees Baby Dusting Powder, and he also bought Chase's Premium Body Powder. In the end, he preferred Burt's Bees Baby Powder because he said it stuck onto his private part a little bit better than the other one. And then the other one, he picked the menthol one, and the menthol one he said he wasn't a fan of because I guess he just didn't like it. So you have a choice between those two. Give them a try, but try Burt's Bees first, I guess. And if you don't want to be seen with the baby products, try the Chase's Premium Body Powder. And all right, good luck watching our blog if you guys could stomach that.
Hey everybody, my name is Raphael, and you guys have seen my other videos, and I posted all my shameful stuff on there for you to see. And my friend here, who shall not be named, does not want to post his face, and he wants to talk about this issue, and he thinks that my channel could be a platform for him to help other people out, and I'm fine with that. It's fine with me. So he's going to go ahead and just tell us what's going on.
Okay, so the name of this is called Balanitis. I went to the doctor, and that's what I was diagnosed with. Yeah, but at first I didn't know what it was. It was this discomfort and itching down there in my, that's why I don't want to be named.
Because on your penis, in your penis, or on your
on
penis?
the head and around the head of the penis.
Now,
what?
Don't ask me why I know this, but is uncircumcised?
I like to say intact.
Oops, I said your name. I'll bleep that out.
I like to say a fully intact male.
Okay, so he's a fully intact male, and I'm not.
I didn't know what this was. I just got some discomfort, and I started seeing like some little like dots popping up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got an STD. I was
Red
freaking
bumps?
out. Yeah.
Tiny red bumps?
Yeah.
Big red bumps?
Little
Like
small,
microscopic, like pencil size?
not microscopic, bigger than that. Like, I don't know, I can't compare it to
A pinpoint?
like it was like a rash. I don't know how to.
Oh, so it was a rash.
Yeah.
Right.
And then like a smell and all this stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got an STD. I started freaking out. I went to the doctor, and then he diagnosed me with balanitis, and I didn't know what the heck that was. He gave me some cream. Cream didn't do anything. I went to the doctor again. He gave me some other cream. Cream didn't do anything. And he was like telling me like it's about hygiene. That's why it's happening to you. And there's like a couple different forms of it. I believe one's a fungus and one is I think bacterial. I forget. So I was doing my own research, but I kept going to the doctor, and they didn't find anything. They didn't give me anything that worked. They just kept giving me different creams and saying, oh, make sure you do proper hygiene, wash everything every day.
Just get this out of the way. Doctors don't care. They care enough to be like, I went to school for a million years. Just take this, you'll be fine.
Well, I think they probably hadn't gone through it because my research showed that not a lot of men actually go through this. It's not like super rare, but most of the population just does fine and never experiences it. And the people that do don't have it come back. Me, it would subside and then it would just pop back up. And I started noticing a trend. Whenever it was hot, or when I got any sort of moisture down in that area for any reason, like let's say
Why would you get moisture down there?
urination or something, like I can't just shake it. You can't just shake it. If you just shake it, then it leaves some moisture. Especially if you're uncircumcised, it gets trapped under the skin. So,
Gotcha.
So
this is because you were uncircumcised that the issue kept getting worse, or continuous?
That's what the doctors were saying. So they were saying, well, if those creams aren't working, you're gonna have to snip. And I'm in my 30s. I'm like, well, this happened maybe like 5 years ago. So this has been an issue that I have not figured out a solution until recently. I've spoken actually to other men who've had this procedure done in their adulthood, and there's the chance of it being botched, and there's also the chance that it's going to leave really bad scarring, and worse, the one that I found, well, actually the worst one is being botched, but one that I found that was actually very common was that they can no longer experience the same sensations. The sensitivity decreases a lot, supposedly.
That might be better for me.
Oh, I don't know. Who knows? Actually, I asked about that, and the doctor said like it doesn't help you last longer or anything like that. You just
That's the worst of both worlds.
Right, exactly.
You still and then you're like, what the heck? I don't even feel it.
So the doctor was like, "So you want to do this?" Because I was actually recommended to a specialist in that who was about to like schedule me for one. And then when he told me all that, and I had spoken to some other guys, and he was like, "Okay, but just know that if we do this, you can't undo it. So you gotta have your mind made up." And I was like, "Oh hell no!" Like what they? And he also said this is the worst part. He also said there's 3 worst parts, but this is the worst part for sure. That there's no guarantee it's gonna work. Even if I get this procedure done, it might still come back. And I was like, what the hell? Like, oh, so then I chose not to. I was like, screw that. So that's why I went like 5 years with this, trying to solve it myself. And then one day I got the idea that like, okay, it happens when I get moisture. So what if I like put deodorant on there? But instead of trying that, I started Googling, is there any like form of deodorant like for down there? And then I realized, oh, babies use baby powder, right?
Right.
So then I Googled it, and then basically baby powder would work. However, there's something called talcum baby powder, which is not good for you. It's like,
I was gonna say it's cancerous, isn't it?
right, it's like an asbestos or something. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I heard something with baby powder having some kind of
Talc.
cancerous or
Yeah.
stuff.
So,
So be careful, guys. Baby powder.
so I found a natural one, or I'm not sure if it's 100% natural, but it doesn't have talc, called Burt's Bees dusting powder. That one, and there's another one called, I believe called, I don't know how to pronounce it, chassis or chassis, CHASIS, and that one's specifically designed for men. And it's like a cooling powder, it gives you a cooling sensation. I tried it, honestly, I thought the cooling sensation was too much, too funky. You don't need all that, you just need the Burt's dusting powder.
That's kinky.
Yeah, it was like one of those like Trojan,
Yeah.
his pleasure, her pleasure ones. Like it was.
Was it really that for like sexual pleasure?
No, it wasn't for sexual pleasure, but it was for like a cooling sensation so that you don't get like, I don't know, so you feel like you're cooling it off. I don't really understand it. But the point is, either of them actually work in preventing you from sweating. And so I tried it, and I went out, like even during a heat wave, I went to go film something, and I was out all day on my feet for like 12 hours a day during this heat wave that lasted days. And I put it on, and maybe towards the latter part of the day, I had to like do another round, and
So you carry that powder with you.
right, I just kept it in my car, in my
Okay.
trunk.
So sorry. So what time? This is for people online.
Um,
So what time did you put it on? Like first thing in the morning? You
Right before I left, like I usually, just to get more use out of it, I put it on right before I went outside, right before I left my house.
So like let's say 8, 9.
So probably like, probably like 9 a.m.
All right, 9 a.m. And then you went out. You were out all day, and you did it again when?
I did it again maybe like around 4 p.m. or so, 5 p.m. like towards the end, like, and then I was good, and I realized, okay, like I'm dry, like I don't have any problems. And then I did this for long enough that now I don't even have to do it, and like I could go out in the heat and I don't have the crazy problems. I'm gonna keep doing it just in case, but like every once in a while I'll skip out on it, and I won't get the recurring balanitis as I used to, like the second I would walk out into the heat. And then like that's one reason I had a lot of issues when I would travel. I love to travel, but a lot of these tropical countries, or just some of these countries, you're walking around all day in the heat and it's humid. Yeah, so it was hella traveling. And then now that I have this, I'm like, oh, what a relief. I have to share this with the world.
All right, I'm glad you shared it with us. And I'm sorry it's a little bit long, but I'm gonna obviously have the answer right there for the people who are annoyed. But for other people who want to listen, because it's like, you know, when I have issues, I want to hear somebody talk about it and tell me what they did, and like I want to think, yeah, I was just like that too. But I hope other people could get some help from this, and I'm curious now, since you're hidden, how was it with your women?
Well, I would have to wrap it up. So
And they wouldn't like
no,
get scared?
it wasn't like
Or you wouldn't say anything and just be like, it's just a bum, baby, turn off the
I,
lights.
I wouldn't do it when it was flaring up or whatever. I would just not do it. I would, and then chicks were usually, they wouldn't ask, or I mean, usually it's the guy that initiates it. It's not like she's making a move on me. If I didn't want it, then you know, no worries, and I just don't have to make a move. But like I just would do it when it was not flaring up, and I would make sure I wore condom. But even then, like I've never had any issues where anyone else got anything from me.
All right, well, cool.
All right, I just hope you don't have to go through the same thing I did.
So if it's a bacteria or a fungus and you're essentially preventing it from coming back, maybe, yeah, you're probably killing it for the long run, and then they won't come back in like the next, you know, after you go for a good while, you know, doing it. So keep it up, and you guys should try that out, and leave a comment if you guys, you know, don't have your full name on there or you're not ashamed. Later, guys.